We want to test it out.
We are actually live now, Keith.
Okay.
Yeah. And just for everybody who's jumping in now, um, we're having a Restream's having a bad day today, it looks like. Because that time it connected really, really well. So it was welcome everybody. We've been having some hardware software issues trying to get this episode out and running, and some guest issues too. So hopefully we've got everything connected and running and working. So I know we're actually running from Restream.io, and we've had some challenges, and hopefully we'll be able to go through those as well coming up. So welcome to the show. My name is Doyle Bueller. This is Livestreaming Decoded, and this is actually part 6. And we've got my amazing co-host, Keith Keller, all the way from Melbourne. I'm broadcasting from Western Australia in Perth as well. So today we were going to talk about Restream.io, go through our 20-point criteria that we've been developing, and also talk about tech. So we also had some guests, but we're not sure if they're still able to connect. So we just decided, hey, we'll still run the show, we'll still go, and if they can join us or if she can join us, then we're more than happy to have you on line with us. So welcome, Keith.
Hey, look, this is a really good example of what we're doing here. This is Restream.io, and just this week, they've invented a guest feature. Now, we actually previewed this software about 4 weeks ago, but didn't use it because we couldn't have guests. So when they said that they could have guests, we decided to try it. And we are trying it, and we've been trying for about half an hour to get it to work. And the reason why that's important, and the reason why that's powerful, is that we are doing the hard work for you. You know, we love StreamYard, we love Periscope, we love all these other sites, and we've tried them out. We've done shows about those.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Keith, we've got Christina's here now. Christina's here now. Yeah, so hang on.
Let's bring her in.
There we go. Hello.
Hi. Fashionably late.
That's okay. when tech doesn't actually do tech stuff, it just kind of sits there.
Facts.
Well, welcome. We're glad you're able to reconnect.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Keith, you're in a mid thought there. I don't know where you went, but I hope I didn't cut you off.
I'll just tidy up that thought, but go back to Christina. The idea of what we're doing here is that we are trying all these sites so that, we're doing the heavy lifting. We are trying all these sites. You, the consumer, if you think you're going to do live streaming, you can look at our 10-part series and say, Keith and Doyle really got their mojo with StreamYard. They tried Restream. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe it'll come good, and we probably owe it to them to do a show when it comes good. But for the moment, we had trouble, and we love this stuff. So imagine what the average person in the street's thinking when they can't get it to work.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you always have to have a plan B, and we were ready to jump on StreamYard. I had the show set up, and it's like, you know what, just try it one more time and see what happens. I am persistent at times, maybe to a fault, but it's just, try that one more time, see what happens, and it did work. So it actually did catch. So look, they have just introduced that feature too with the multiple guests, so it can obviously be a bit of an issue, but we're here. Welcome, Christina. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're joining us all the way from Virginia, right?
Yes, I'm in Virginia.
Awesome. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I'm a digital strategist. I work for ICUC. It's a global agency. We do strategy, content moderation. Basically, if you've ever seen anyone working for our agency before, usually what it's been is you've responded or you've mentioned a brand online on social media, and someone's responded back to you. The majority of the time, that's someone on our team.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I do a lot of work with social listening as well as analytics and going through doing audits. I'm actually working on a playbook that I'm delivering tomorrow. So just doing a lot of strategic work, looking and seeing what's working, what's not working, a lot of testing. I do a lot of A/B testing with content, and then I do a little copywriting, and I'm on Twitter just like you guys. Whenever I'm not working, I'm technically kind of not working when I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, there you go. It never stops when you're in tech, eh?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
So what's been your experience with live streaming? Like, do you do some shows? Are you part of shows? Like, how does it sort of connect with what you're doing?
Yeah, I traditionally don't do it for myself. I do it, I use it as a tool, especially for thought leadership with any of the clients that I have. I've had clients in the past that did podcasts. And so, especially during the COVID crisis and still being able to find opportunities to connect, especially when they're not listening to the podcast, I've been one of the people that's been pushing them to say, like, they really need to be humanized. Especially if they want to connect with you already, it just makes that connection even deeper. So I love live streaming for that. I think it's a fantastic tool, but the majority that I'm seeing, it's on Instagram Live. I mean, everyone is doing Instagram Live right now because it's quick, it's right there, it's on your phone. You don't have to worry about the functionality, kind of like what we had here.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
You know, Instagram Live is going to work. Like if Instagram Live's not working, it's usually because your Wi-Fi is not strong enough. That's usually like the only major flag. So I think it's when it comes to that barrier, like ease of usability has to be there. I mean, the features are kind of moot if you can't get to that point where you would even be able to use them.
Yeah,
it's one of the criteria is key criteria, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's stability too, which is obviously really important. Yeah. I mean, yeah, look, you need it to run. And if you think about it, we're really sort of at the start of this. I mean, tech obviously develops pretty quickly, but excuse me, but at the same time, we still have a lot of ways to go. So these are sort of, well, I mean, Keith, you're one of the original users of Blab, right? And what was the one before that on Twitter as well?
Meerkat and Periscope.
Yeah, Meerkat, Periscope. Yeah, yeah. So the technology has been around, and I think where we're trying to do is maybe sometimes it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit tech issues. You know, not everybody necessarily needs that full package as well. So if it's something that's quite simple to use and go with, like Instagram Live or like Facebook Live, then that's totally cool. But when you want to sort of introduce it with a business context, which is obviously what this show is about, you need to be able to have those little extras that, you know, can we bring people in? Can we, you know, show visuals? Can we do that sort of thing? And that's actually how the whole criteria came about. It's like, well, how are these tools actually good for business? So that's super, super important. So Keith, what are we going to talk about today?
Oh, look, I want to pick up on two things that Christina's mentioned right there. First thing I want to mention is what's Christina's approach to Restream and tech in general. Does she have a bit of a sort of a courageous, like we're pretty courageous, like we've been trying this for 45 minutes. We're about 45 minutes late. You know, we could be like the Madonna of social media. I mean, Jesus, you know, we're going to be famous for being late all the time because we couldn't get the tech to work, and that's one thing. But second, I really got to pull apart this idea of Instagram Live, because right now there's this discussion that Instagram Live can save. Because the reason I don't do Instagram Live is because you can't save it. Why do all this trouble and then have it go away in an hour? You know, why do it?
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it, and I think that's what drives tech. So demand drives tech. That's why you're going to see more and more live streaming opportunities. You're going to see more video conferencing opportunities. They're all slowly tweaking. They're finding out, even though Zoom was so great, even they had a flaw with their security. And then it's one of those things, you don't know the problems until the users are telling you exactly what the problem is. And so you had people who were asking, and honestly, there's so much in product management that you're so busy keeping the ship afloat that you're not in a capacity to be constantly searching for bugs and opportunities. And so that's why social listening is so important, because you're able to hear from your user specifically what they need to be doing better. So I don't think that it's a coincidence that IG Live blew up and people started acting like they never knew that Instagram Live was a thing. And then COVID happened, and now every single person, whether they have anything nice or important to say or not, they're on Instagram Live. And when you see that volume and you're having more users in there, then you're gonna have a larger and basically a strong volume of content that's going to tell you exactly, I love this about it, I hate this about it, I wish this was different. And one of the major things was, this is great and I love these interviews, but now I don't have anything to do with them. It's not shocking to me that there was immediate like, oh, we heard you, you need this, here it is. And also it just makes IGTV a stronger product too, because you're rolling in that IG Live into IGTV. So now you're just following up that momentum with that Instagram's really been pushing, is that you need to use all of those things in tandem. You need to be using post and stories and live and IGTV, because cohesively they are your Instagram story. They're the messaging that you're putting out for that specific profile, whether it's your personal or if it's for a brand, whatever it is, you need to work. So I think it's a clever way. I'm glad that they rolled it into IGTV. I think there's a lot of opportunities left for IGTV, but yeah, we're definitely seeing high demand, and demand in tech. I mean, that's where the gold spot is. You're able to see, like, that is what I should be fixing. That is what we should be offering. That is the feature. And you also know that your work's going to be rewarded to some extent because you're giving people what they've already said they want.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not forcing it down their throat. You're saying, okay, this is a thing. Let's make it bigger. Yeah. Let's make it better. And is the IG save, if that's what they're going to call it, is that a thing? Is that a good thing, do you think? IG save, or does it take away what Instagram actually is?
I think it's great. Because it doesn't automatically. You have to force yourself. You have to make that choice to say, I want this to live on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By making it a choice.
What do you think, Doyle? Is it a good idea?
Yeah, no, definitely, because it does. I mean, there's that whole concept of, what is it, ephemeral content?
Ephemeral, yeah.
Ephemeral, yeah.
Where it kind of comes and goes and that sort of thing, which is basically life, right? Like, you can't go back and, rewind kind of thing, although sometimes we'd certainly like to. But yeah, it gives that sense of real life. So yes, I'm showing myself, but I don't want to see it later. But I think we've gotten to that point where it's like, yeah, I do want to have it as sort of like a photo album, like a video album of old, right? Where you could actually do that. So I think that people are realizing, yeah, it is fun, but it was fun, and I want to be able to remember it as well. So there's perhaps more of a nostalgic taint to this, not necessarily taint, but a nostalgic part of it that says that, hey, let's being able to record is definitely going to help. And from a business perspective, I mean, perhaps that's what's driving some of this too. I wanted to ask you, Christina, like, what are some of the signals that are saying that we want this or do this? But tech is driving it, business is driving it. To be able to produce an interview and talk with you, from around the world, and Keith from, a couple states over, like, it's just fascinating. And how can we do that for business to kind of pull those pieces together? So for me, that's what's key here, is you need to be able to record it live and then broadcast it again and again and again.
Well, I think it comes. Go ahead.
You go. No, you go.
I think it comes down to one thing. The one core behavior that we're seeing across everywhere with the COVID crisis is the need to be able to control what you consume and having things on demand. Things are shut down, but I still want to be able to order my groceries online. Or I may be working, or I may be unemployed and just hanging out at home. It doesn't matter. I still want to be able to watch Netflix or watch HBO or watch something. I want to be able to pick and choose what I want. The streaming wars have just started, even though technically I think YouTube's going to win that in the long run, because all of the smaller pieces are going to consolidate, and then you're going to wind up having almost like cable conglomerations again, because the streaming networks have merged. So we're already used to being able to select entertainment. It just makes sense that we would have that on-demand kind of accessibility for everything else. And that's what we're seeing for Instagram Live and how that's going to IGTV. If you're doing lives and you've put them into your IGTV, what you've done is you've DVR'd your IGTV. Like you've now it's streaming. Now it's basically just a documentary live fashion style of you having an interview or you doing something else. And so it's creating this opportunity to have interviews, to hear from celebrities, for better or for worse. But it's giving these opportunities for more entertainment, but also education. That's the thing that I've really, really been happy about how we've adapted is that there's a core group of people online who've said, you know what, I'm going to use this time to better myself and to better others. I'm going to share knowledge. We're going to do webinars, and we're going to do documentaries, and we're going to do who's the one person you want to talk to, and what's the question you'd want answered. Like that kind of content is flourishing right now, and it makes you kind of see like the Renaissance did come after the plague and all these horrible times.
Let me pick up on that. You've said some really great things there. Let me decode in the stricter sense. So there's a couple of things going on right now. Everyone's in the choice point where they can make something out of this if they want to. You know, we are at the stage where, and I've done this myself, I've completely reconfigured my lifestyle, and that's why this show exists. This show exists, this Livestreaming Decoded show exists because Doyle and I said, let's create a show that helps people adjust to what's occurring right now in May 2020. You know, we're all locked down. We're all locked at home. Let's find a way for people who want to share what they've done or what they're doing to be part of that. And the thing that's really fascinating is that the first division of this tech show is divided into the platforms, because that's the actual pain point that most people have said to me. Okay, Keith, I do want a live stream, but where? Do I do live LinkedIn Live? Do I do Instagram Live? Do I do YouTube Live? Or do I do them all via Restream? What's your take on how the division of platforms work, and where are you seeing the most sort of traction?
For me or Doyle?
Yeah, no, Christina. Yeah, you answer this one.
I'm seeing the majority of the content for live going on Instagram. It's going on Instagram Live. That's where I'm seeing the big push there. And then the other things that I'm seeing too is TikTok. TikTok is doing a lot of live right now. And sometimes it's more like events. Sometimes it's interviews. Sometimes it's honestly them just like lying on their bed, like telling you like their stream of consciousness, basically. Okay. The other thing that I think is really great right now, and I say this because I have a son, so I have actually spent my Friday night having to witness this, is these concert events that they're doing on Fortnite. And so there was one a couple weeks ago on a Friday, and they had these different DJs come in, and it was, I mean, it made me feel super old because I was like, wow, this is club music, but my 9-year-old's like just doing his thing. But we're finding these opportunities to communally come together. And so for me, what I'm seeing is that it's going to the places where people know the volume can be handled, which is very interesting for gaming, because gaming is able to handle that level of volume. So like the Fortnite concerts, I don't think they're going anywhere. I think we're going to continue to see that. I would love for there to be like more live opportunities, but things like, for instance, John Krasinski and Some Good News. I absolutely love Some Good News. They did a live prom. Like they did a prom for the kids who weren't able to have prom because of COVID, and they had celebrities come in, and then they had clips of people from their homes like dancing and stuff when they did the rewind to kind of show what it was like. So they had music and everyone's dancing, and it's just, you're able to create these experiences, and no, they're not what it would feel like to be able to be in that room or to be in that stadium or to do whatever it is, but we're trying. Like we're doing our part. I'm seeing I have a lot of friends who work in higher ed, and so I'm seeing them like handling the virtual commencement speeches whenever they're graduating from they're seeing their graduates from college. And you just keep seeing this, how can we use this level for good? So we were talking earlier about using it for education, but now we're talking about how can you celebrate through live? How can you have those moments through live? And it's not the same experience. But it's definitely an on-demand experience.
It's fascinating to hear you say that you think Instagram Live is where everything is playing out, because I've never, ever watched an Instagram Live because I just personally can't stand that you can't record it. I've never even considered going there. Never. But it's fascinating that you see that as a trend. What do you think, Doyle? Where do you think the live streaming place is really going to be hot coming forward?
Honestly, I think it's audience dependent, right? So we have to make that clear from the business perspective. Like, unless you're just doing it sort of as 100%. A fun thing, in terms of live streaming. If you're doing it for business, you need to be discussing business where you are, right? Where your business is at. So where your audience is at. So I think that's really key as well. And that's part of our, actually, do I have that visual? We've got our live streaming ABC, which A is audience, B is building, and C is content. So we got to go back to basics here, making sure that you understand sort of how it's going to be used for your business and where and all that sort of thing. So that's super, super key, is that we have a process. We know where our audience is coming from. We're able to build that audience. We're able to build the platform and the tech, and then we're obviously able to have good content, because again, people aren't going to watch you if you don't have good content. So hopefully this is good content.
Well, it's very, very compelling. So the first question was, which is very important for the audience of my, that I've been sort of questioning, and they say, well, I don't know where to put it. So now we've got Christina saying, well, you really need to consider Instagram, and especially now that it's going to save, it's going to be worth doing it as a business context.
Yeah.
We've already discussed that LinkedIn Live is really a bit of a waste of time, because we can't even get it. and it's just silly. That was what last week's show was about. It's so diverse, because we had to get Anne-Marie to host us on LinkedIn Live, because we as live streamers don't even have it. Do you have it, Christina?
I don't have it, and I'm still kind of bothered. I went to Inbound a couple years ago and spoke to someone at the LinkedIn booth, and I wanted so badly. It was before LinkedIn had any video whatsoever, and I pitched to them what I saw LinkedIn being, and I said I would love LinkedIn to be kind of like Zoom for business conferences, because you're already there. And like going to Doyle's his point, audience is everything. If they're not, like, you could have the best IGTV, you could have the best YouTube video, but if your people aren't there, then it doesn't matter, because they're not going to see it. So what I discussed with them was, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, we actually have some guests coming and chatting with us here. So
let's bring them in.
Yeah, we've got Bunny Joe David from Facebook. Hi guys, hello, welcome to the show. We finally got it going, so thanks for joining us, Bunny Joe. We also have our fellow partner in crime, Sarjeet Johal, all the way from San Francisco. There is a big delay on Periscope between video and audio.
Huge.
Yeah, look, I see that on Sarjeet. Maybe you can help us diagnose this. We couldn't actually, it was horrible when we were just testing it. And we thought, well, let's go. We rebooted, restarted, all that kind of stuff, which delayed the show by about half an hour. And there was still a delay, but it was only in the preview screen. So we thought, you know what, maybe it's not actually live, but it sounds like it might be live. So let us know if you hear more about that. Late September stats, he's talking about altogether. Let's see this. Video accounted for 60.6% of total downstream volume worldwide, up 2.9%. Wow. And that was September 2019?
Yeah,
that's massive. Now. Or okay, from 2018. Sorry, I'm not sure which stat. Oh, from 2018. Okay, but it's growing. But has it flattened out then in the last, or gone up even more so because of COVID-19 and people doing more Zooming and that sort of thing? So
100%. It has definitely increased.
Yeah. What kind of delay, just for the people watching, let us know what kind of delay you see. Is it 5 seconds? Is it 30 seconds? I was counting up to 30 seconds when we were trialing it as well. And that's actually what the show was about too, is we wanted to go through specific criteria of Restream. So just, lay it out there. I know that Keith mentioned that they just sort of offered sort of the capability to add guests. So maybe that's part of the problem or the challenge that they have. Or, as they say, that everybody's live streaming now, so not everybody can handle it as well in terms of servers and that sort of thing. I'm running right now, I think it was like 95 megabits per second, so I don't really have a problem with internet speed. So either it's software or hardware. Christina is delayed by, you two are okay. Okay. All right, so it's maybe only when we go into the spotlight mode. All right. Anyway, so let's keep going. If you do have other questions, please ask, or other points.
Yeah, feed them in. That's very. One of the things I want to pick up on here right now is that I've had serious discussions on, for and against the idea of why would you live stream when you can just pre-record. Why just not pre-record and send it to YouTube? But the thing about YouTube is that it's incredibly difficult to get anyone to watch it, and there's no interaction. So the power of live streaming, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is that we can have friends of ours make comments, and we can see those comments, and they become part of the show as we're making the content. Whereas you make something on YouTube which looks great, it's in HD, it's 1080p, you can edit out all the ums and ahs, and there's no problems, but no one's watching that. So what are your thoughts on that, Christina? What's your take on live streaming versus pre-recorded videos? Is there a use case for both?
There is a use case for both, but I would kind of, based on what we're handling right now and what we're dealing with, we're craving connection. Yeah. And so you don't get connection with taped content that you can only view, but that's the only touch point is to view and to comment and hope that eventually down the line they'll monitor that and respond. Whereas if it's live, it's a living thing. Depending on what questions you get, that could shift the entire discussion for the rest of the conversation. So we're craving connection. Exactly. We're craving connection. It feels very human. Things can shift very differently. And if you're watching, you get to participate. You get to be a part of that. And so it depends on your audience. Right now, our audiences are starved for connection. So creating that live thing to be able to do that, it's crucial right now.
And then would you agree, Doyle? That we're Zoom, what is it, Zoom fatigue? That I've heard a lot of that recently, that we're on too many Zooms kind of thing. Yeah. So are we actually getting what we need at the end of the day?
Well, I think the problem with the Zoom calls is that we have replaced should have been emails into Zoom meetings that should have been emails.
Say that again. That's classic.
That's good. I'm gonna
but it's true though. I mean, we really have. I mean, we've replaced meetings that should have been emails with Zoom meetings that should have been emails, and we were okay with it in the beginning because it was an excuse to see people face to face. And then we realized once again this should have been an email.
This should have been an email.
It's true though.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that's the problem here is that we there still is that barrier. But I see what your point is, that look, you still can do an awful lot of work without having a meeting, whether it's a virtual meeting, a Zoom meeting, or a coffee meeting, or in the boardroom next door, right? So, yeah, I totally agree.
Well, think about my thoughts on that. Think about,
No, you finish that thought, and I'll come back to you after that. Think about.
I was just going to say, think about how many people are doing like happy hours meetings with their colleagues that they've never had an actual drink in a bar with them before.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But it's true though. You're palling around, you have your beer, your wine, whatever you're drinking to have your happy hour. But when you think about it, when you're in the office together, when it's 5 or 5:30, depending on your structure, you're out. Like you're done.
I'm going home. I don't want to deal with you guys anymore.
Yeah, like I'm good. My shift is over. So you got to think, how many of these connections and these meetings and things like that are we doing that we would never normally do? And the whole reason is because we're honest, and half the time it's boredom. It's some people, like there are plenty of introverts who are fine. Like they're fine. They're inconvenienced, but they're not freaking out or anything. And so they don't need that. And think about how many meetings are being planned right now that would have not been meetings at all if it was in the office. And so that's why I think that's one of the reasons why you have that fatigue is stacked with like 5 or 6 meetings in a day because of connection and because we need to over communicate, and communication's huge. But I think that there was that overcompensation because I was lucky. My agency was remote before this happened. So everything, like nothing's really changed for us. I mean, we're there for our clients and to make sure they're more comfortable and they have the infrastructure in place to be successful. But I also have friends who have had to do that shift, and they are over communicating and they are over meeting and they're because they're so they know they can't have what they used to have, and so this is how they're adapting.
Yeah.
They're overcompensating.
Wow, that's
Well,
fascinating.
I wanted to pick up on this idea of exactly what you've just said. With Zoom, you can have up to 100 people, and same with Microsoft Teams, and Google Meets now 16 people, and whatever Microsoft Facebook has now invented, that's going to be a chunk of people. And so you've got this chunk of people, this wall of people you're staring at. Yeah. And it does create a sort of a visual stimulus. But what I love about what we're doing here, is that there's 3 of us on the screen and we are featuring a guest, and we can segment the comments and bring them in. So they're still included, but they're not Zoom bombing us, if you like. Everyone that comment, I want everyone to make comments and I want to feed them in and make that a thing, make that a part of the content. But I've noticed that when we have Zoom calls with 10 or more people are barging in on each other, and it's hard to manage that. You've got some comments there, Doyle? Is that what you're saying?
I was just going to say, speaking of comments, like that really certainly helps as well, because you can connect with an audience again around the world. We've got Sarjeet around in San Francisco. YouTube is a platform for going live and documenting your live session forever, which is 100% true. And he's been helping us sort of. He's done. You did Restream last week, I think, with guests. So he's right up there too. So it's a matter of testing it out and getting that immediate feedback as well. Because let's say we broadcast it as a video, we put it on YouTube, somebody watches it, right? Okay, they might get all the way through it, or they might not. And we might not actually get that insight that, oh, okay, it's not actually working properly, or did you know about this? And to me, that's really new, maybe not a new form of communication, but more so the way that we actually do that, because it allows that insight from people around the world, right? Christina, what you said was just absolutely remarkable, is that, you don't necessarily have to have a Zoom meeting. Did it have to have a Zoom meeting? Did it have to have a real meeting back in the day as well? So you have to sort of make that call also. So gives you a tremendous opportunity to say, hey, this is live, this is cool, this is something that we can definitely do as well. I want to keep this thing moving because we do have to. Yeah. Christina, because we started late, I didn't actually ask you, but do you have a specific timeline that you need to take off, or can we keep you for a few more minutes?
I can go till 10:30. I can go till 10:30 my time, EST.
Okay, and it's 10 p.m. now your time. Cool. All right, cool. I'm 12 hours. I'm coming to you from the future. I'm 12 hours ahead.
That's right. It's exactly 12 hours. Exactly 12 hours between Eastern and Perth time.
Okay, so we'll quickly blast. We did have a lot of stuff, so I want to go through this as quickly as possible. But we'll go through the criteria, and then we'll come back and show some of the tech as well. So we'll try to keep it short and sweet as best as possible. So there are obviously the purpose of this show is to be able to develop tools for business kind of thing. And this was one of the aspects is, well, how do we actually measure this? So today we're looking at reach.io. How many guests and how do they connect? They've just started to allow four guests, I think it is. I think we can actually have more on here. But 2 weeks ago, couldn't bring anybody in. And we were actually, Keith and I were considering, well, maybe we won't do Restream because, you know what, we need guests. That's sort of the crux of our show. Chroma keys and background blur. So if you have a green screen, no, you can't use it on Restream. I have found some workarounds that allow you to import a virtual cam like Ecamm or Minicam or a few others if you're on XSplit, I think, if you're on PC. So you can run a virtual cam, but out of the box, no, it can't. And maybe that's a good segue to some of the tech too, is just green screen. Christina, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think it really depends on what you're doing. I don't think you should have a green screen just to have one. I think it all comes down to purpose. What is going to be the main reason for the green screen? What is going to be the background if you're going to be shifting it? I'm even seeing this in Zoom calls. it was really cute and fun to replace the background for the first couple weeks, and now we're done. Now we're just getting through our day and things like that. So I think it really depends on what the purpose is. For business, green screen might be great if you just want to have maybe the background is not the most professional.
Yeah,
so maybe you just want to have like a very clean background.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that you see a lot of people, they get all stuff, and when we get into tech, we can talk about it. They get all this stuff and they spend, thousands of dollars on, this and that, but they got the green screen, and it's like, to them, that's the most important thing. It's not, right? It is not the most important thing.
No, it's really not.
Whatsoever. All right, so keep moving on. I'm actually, while we're doing this too, and that's an important note, is that we're kind of previewing and testing the tech and that sort of thing. So as you can see, when I'm presenting a screen share, the guests have to be minimized, right? Otherwise, we can't actually see them all together. So that's what I've done, is I've sort of expanded the view for the live stream, but I can't be on there. So basically the screen share that I'm showing you takes the place of my camera, right? I can have one or the other. I can't have both, which is a little bit limiting. What I did like is the layout, though, that we can shift to the focus, the spotlight, as they call it here. So that gives a little bit more focus on the actual document itself. All right, so it does take a while to refresh too. I noticed that it is quite blurry as I scroll. So there's obviously a huge delay there as well. Screen share, yes, we can screen share. Can you share with other devices? No. One of the highlights I've found out of all this series is that in Zoom, you can actually connect, well, I can't show you, but you can connect your iPad to the Zoom session and use it as like a sketch pad, which is absolutely fascinating. Number 4, branding.
And you may be able to do that. You may be able to do that next week with Ecamm, because we're previewing Ecamm next week.
Yeah, but we're talking about that, Keith, and that's like multiple matrix levels deep, and it's like, oh my god, I don't know where I am. I've got my webcam, and I've got my iPad connected to Ecamm, connected through Zoom, and it's like, oh wow, I hope everything holds together. Number 4, branding, screen graphics and overlays. Yes, absolutely. You've seen sort of, as I've been talking, we're able to chat. We're actually able to show some of the titles as well and the captions. I'll just put up live stream caption as well, so you can see. So when you do have a guest, you're able to have their name up there. I've had Keith's your name up there, Christina as well, with your Twitter handle. So it's quite flexible. It allows you to also have a background screen, and I can shut that off, but basically you can see.
Have we lost him?
A good feature. No. I had to turn you off because but where did let's see, it's still quite slow. So I lost Christina, her video feed. All right, well, we'll get it back. So I think she's still there. She's still at guest console. There we go. Okay. The video seems to be a bit delayed. So that's probably just the problem, is I'm just seeing the delay. So that's a huge issue, though, is that if you can't actually see what's going on, or you hear it 30 seconds later, it becomes very helpful. Number 5, audience experience and interaction ability. So how is the audience able to view and interact with the show guests? In this case, you can drop a comment. What I do like about this one is that you can see the comments from all the different broadcasting on, right? So right now we're broadcasting from, or to rather, Facebook personal profile, YouTube, my YouTube page, Facebook fan page, Periscope, and I do have LinkedIn checked, but it's not actually working. So
yeah, and you can bring in comments from all of those platforms if there are indeed,
and they're all centralized. Yeah, I don't have to flip tabs to see, hey, is this from Periscope? Is this from Facebook?
Yeah.
So it's really, really helpful in that way. The second category, logistics, scheduling in advance. No, you cannot do that, which is, to me, that's one of the key ingredients here, is that you want to build an audience. I mean, what Restream really does fundamentally, though, is it takes a video, you can upload a video, and then you can rebroadcast as live at a specific set point in time, right? So it is quite similar to a TV station where you're able to, again, broadcast a show live at any time. So you just schedule it and away you go. But you can't do a live stream You can't schedule a live stream itself, which is to me quite limiting. Because
can we pick up on that? I want to
Sure.
bring Christina in here. Let me just really decode what you just said there.
Yeah.
And let's ask Christina what she thinks. This week, we have had extraordinary difficulties trying to get the tech to work in a functional way that suits. And how that suits us is I've had several people telling me now, mate, where's the link? Can I plan my day out? I know it's at 11 o'clock next week, but can you send me the link in advance? No, you just have to turn up on the day and trust that it'll work. Well, where are you? We were half an hour late today. Where are you? Are you the the Madonna of social media? Is this going to be a habit now? You're always late. So, Christina, why would you consider scheduling your live streams, or does that kill the mood? I'm very interested in your thoughts here now.
I'm a huge fan of scheduling the live stream, setting up a consistent precedent for when people can expect it, because it immediately creates a different impression of what they can expect. If you are scheduling it out in advance, then there's the implication that you've planned this, that you have an idea of what you want to talk about. And so because you've taken time to plan it out and prepare it for the future, then it's not going to be as much of a waste of time, that it's going to be worth more to the people who are enjoying it. So just like you would plan out a conference, you wouldn't tell people just to show up. You're going to want to be able to, especially for like quality content that you want people to engage in, you need to lead up to that. I think that's the biggest issue that I'm seeing with people who are using video, whether it's taped or whether it's live. They just think that putting it out there is enough. And it really, I mean, unless you have a very, very established audience that will consume any, that's not enough. Like even Marvel has to do trailers for the movies. Like they don't just roll up in game knowing full well we will pay and go there. If Marvel has to do trailers, you have to do advertising. You have to prep people for when they can expect it to come out.
We're definitely not Marvel.
We are not
What do you think of that, Doyle?
Absolutely.
What do you think of that, Doyle? Is that a pain point for you too? It's starting to become a bit of a pain point for me. That
it is. I mean, because you again want to set that standard to say, hey, we're going to be here at a certain time and place. And I love how you said it, Christina. It shows that you put some thought into this, right? It's not just some random event, which you certainly can do that. But again, for a business, if you're trying to present something businessy, you need to sort of have that schedule and that timing to say, I'm going to be here, will you join me at a specific time and place? It's no different than having a meeting or having a coffee or doing something, right? Usually you plan it out in advance. And our show is typically Thursday at 9 a.m. I just put the screen graphic up there. Thursday, 9 a.m. Western Standard Time in Australia, and 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Melbourne and Sydney. So,
and who does that best, do you think? Who have we talked? Who have we highlighted? And I'm interested in your thoughts here too, Christina.
Yeah, well,
who does this best?
Facebook itself does, right? Which allows you to basically you reserve that video link for that show at a specific time and place. So you can also do it on Be Live, where you schedule it in advance, and you can also do that on StreamYard as well.
Well, it's definitely worth being in the criteria.
Yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Let's keep moving here. We got to get Christina moving too. I'm sure it's getting late there for her. So set up? Absolutely not. It was very difficult to set up. I mean, there are some nice visuals with Restream, so it looks good, but there's some things that are missing in terms of functionality and that sort of thing. How to make sure that it's is it connecting? Practice runs and record only. I did do a test run last night just to see, okay, is it actually broadcasting? It does do it, but it has to go live, right? There's no way to just test it and say, hey, I want to try this and record it on its own type thing. Category number 3, business ROI, so cost and freemium model. Keith, do you have the cost stats there?
I don't.
No,
I don't, but okay. I do know that they have a free version, and that the guest feature at this stage
is paid.
The guest feature is, I think, $49.95 a month. So they have a free version to test it out. But Restream has always been quite famous for the solo to many model. Like there's one person streaming, looking at the screen, and then they go to up to 30 people. That's always been their game.
Yeah.
So this idea of the offering the guests, that's the paid model. I think it's $50 a month.
Yeah. No, that true. There is a cost to it, and it's typically about $40 to $50 and be able to restream to multiple channels as well, which is really key. You can repurposing type technology, which works, but this one does it right. Like I said, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Facebook page, Periscope, and you can add like anything up to 20. Actually, I want to take a little pivot here, Keith. Sorry. What I thought we would do is why don't we talk quickly about some of the tech stuff, because that's obviously what we brought Christina here, and then at 1:30,
you can go and we can keep
Christina,
going.
and then we can just wrap up the show in the next 15 minutes with the criteria about Restream, because it's really about yours and mine experience, and I'd love to go in a little bit more. Why don't we do that? Sounds okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Keith, you had key criteria for tech.
Yeah. So first things, we've talked about platform, and Christina has really changed my mind about Instagram. I tell you, I've never used Instagram Live. I had no intent ever using it, and mainly because I couldn't save it. And now that they save it, I'm considering it. But the thing that's very interesting with Restream and all these others, Instagram's not on the list. You can't stream to Instagram from BeLive or StreamYard. Is the idea of Instagram the idea solo? Oh, hey, here I am, and I'm eating along, and that's funky and fast. Or is there a business application to Instagram Live?
As far as I know, it's only Instagram Live, but I do know that they're working on. They made an announcement. I want to say it was a couple weeks ago, or even a few months ago, where they were talking about being able to stream on Facebook and Instagram simultaneously for live, because that was definitely later. I think that that'll probably go as far as that when it comes to cross promotion of it, just because Facebook and their API, especially if they can get Facebook and IGTV rolling together, it doesn't benefit them to play with everyone else. It just doesn't.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're gonna maintain with. There really isn't. I mean, I think that it doesn't benefit them. I mean, if you can do live content, Instagram Live, and or Facebook, and you can't send it anywhere else, then that's immediately exclusive content. That's a positive. That is advantageous for Facebook as a whole, because
that's flipping the paradigm.
Have to be on Instagram Live to do that, and we've seen that. I mean, we're seeing more and more. Okay,
yeah, no, go ahead. Just continue.
No, keep going.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I'll give you an example. So did anyone see Zuckerberg's live presentation the other day? I think it was yesterday even, or the day before that. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
But he was talking about Facebook Shops. And there was enough people, at least in the tech community, and I was watching it too, but we're watching it and we're seeing exactly what this implication is. Then we're talking on Twitter, who isn't watching it know what's happening. And then there are screenshots. Morning Joe actually showed it. I think it was early this morning, where it actually showed the stock price of Shopify when the announcement was made.
Wow.
And it did what you would think. What happens to the stock price when you have a very strong tech competitor come in on your terrain? It dropped. And so we're seeing immediately the implications of live from the tech community and how they're leveraging. And we're also seeing that with Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci has been using live streaming in order to have interviews and be able to share his knowledge and his thoughts. He had an interview with Curry. He had an interview with Zuckerberg. I mean, he's out there and he's doing these interviews where he's able to answer questions directly, knowing full well that there's going to be a lot of people there. There's going to be a lot of people watching, and so live is really taking over. But I mean, it does not behoove Facebook to play with others, and they don't. I mean, they either acquire or they steal. I mean, we see this with all of their things. And now you're seeing Giphy, who was just acquired by Facebook. I'm really very interested to see how they're going to integrate that. So they could integrate that in a ton of ways. I mean, imagine if you could incorporate GIFs and play them with your stories. And then that becomes a stronger way to have Instagram stories run up against TikTok.
So
you could have these avatars. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Do you go? You got a question?
No, well, I was going to just sort of move us along here too. So,
well, I was just going to say, does that mean that YouTube and Periscope are not, like, I've never heard you mention any of those? Are they just not playing this game at all, or do you just not play there, Christina?
Periscope is interesting because people are using Periscope as an integration into Twitter. Very few people are watching, at least in the States, very few people are watching Periscope for Periscope. They're usually seeing it because it's embedded in a tweet. For YouTube, what's interesting is a lot of the YouTubers who have any major ground, they're not doing live on YouTube. They've actually branched out and they're doing a lot of their live content on Twitch. So you're seeing a migration. Wow. So they have their foothold of content on YouTube, but if they want to go live, then they're going on Twitch, because that way they're able to diversify their content and they're able to be monetized through Twitch and YouTube.
This is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Excellent.
Keep going.
What's your so what would be your favorite? So are you saying Instagram is your favorite platform? And do you use sort of your favorite software as well? What might that be?
I'm a big fan of Instagram Live for live streaming. It really depends, because I have everything but Snapchat. I came out the gate too old for Snapchat, too young for life alert, if you've ever heard that joke. I'm in that crowd. Okay. Snapchat never did it for me. I always saw it as a beta for Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram would focus. They did. I mean, it's working for Snap. The ephemeral content, then they pull over to stories, and you see Snap growing, and then you can actually see, like we saw with the stock prices for Shopify when Zuckerberg made his announcement. There are charts that show the growth of Snapchat, and you can tell by the month when stories on Instagram was launched, because the growth completely halted.
So do you need like a third-party app like Restream, like StreamYard, like all these others that are out there? Or are you saying, no, just strip it down, go, if you want Facebook Live, go Facebook Live, if you want Instagram Live, go Instagram Live?
I think it really depends on what your goals are. So there are plenty of people who have really kind of created one big foothold in one platform, and then once they have that foothold, they use that foothold to grow and basically migrate people over. That's what a lot of people who are really big on Snapchat did, is they were big somewhere else and they told everyone, hey, follow me on Snapchat, because the discoverability at that time in the earlier days just was not there at all. And then now what we're seeing Instagram influencers trying to migrate people over to TikTok, and we see TikTok people who went viral and now have millions of followers. We're now seeing them do the same thing to other content. So we're seeing this cross-promotional, like just incestuous social media lifestyle happening. But you don't have to do that, but you can. It really depends on what your goals are. There are plenty of people who just want to be TikTok famous, and there's others who want to have a more diversified personal brand. It really depends. There's really no right or wrong answer for me.
Well, that's okay. And just sort of the last two questions, your webcam and mic. We get a lot of questions about that. What do you use and why? I
really like just normal headsets. I don't do a lot of things that are different than this. So for production value's sake, I'm not like I don't have a media kit of like everything. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, it depends on kind of what level you're wanting. But there's plenty of people who are online that have really good options for you. If you have, especially if you're a YouTuber and you're wondering what kind of equipment you should have, I would look at Roberto Blake. He's absolutely fantastic. He does a lot of really great tips on building your YouTube channel, and he's fantastic to let you know, hey, you may or may not need a green screen. Here's the kind of lighting you need. I will say, though, if you're on social media and if you're doing a lot of meetings, I would say that a ring light is necessary nowadays. It's just, that's the one thing I would say that everyone needs is a ring light. And you can pick them out really easily on Amazon and things like that.
And that's the key part too, is that you need to start easy. And I love how you said you need to sort of have it depending on the use, right? Like for a Zoom meeting, I've just got my little phone headset. I don't have this fancy mic because you don't really need that audio quality. And honestly, it kind of gets in the way. It's kind of off to the side, but you kind of have to be cognizant of that. Start simple, I guess, right? That's the key ingredient here. You don't need to overdo it with tech. You don't need to overspend. You don't need to get complicated. Start with the live streaming ABCs, as we call it. What's your audience? How are you going to build your platform? And what content do you have as well? So, Christina, I know we're going to get you on your way. I really want to thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Any final words on live streaming before we let you out into the wild?
Yeah, I would just say thank you so much for having me. And for anyone that's interested in live streaming in the future, just really plan it out. I mean, you don't have to have like a full 10-page document of ideas and everything like that, but really kind of think about what is the value for who's watching. Why should anyone listen? Why should anyone pay attention? What can they get out of it? And it doesn't have to be educational. It can be entertaining. You can be funny, but really think about it from the audience perspective. I think a lot of content would be better if whoever was creating it really thought about their audience first.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. And we can get a hold of you on Twitter at that Christina G, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your patience as well and sticking with us while we sorted through some of these tech issues. So.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Christina. Take care.
Bye.
All right, Keith, just you and me. Let's.
Do you want to start with the tech first and then come back to Restream, because that really, or do you want to do the Restream and go back?
Yeah, let's just finish Restream and then we can go from there. I actually did get one of the cool things too is that you can. Oh, here we go. We got some more feedback as well. Sarjeet was joining us on Periscope about the worldwide platform. This is the cool part about live streaming too, right? Which is really important. You can't get this in if you recorded a video and broadcasted it. Then Bonnie Joe David said connected iPad to Zoom session. Yeah, you can actually do that. So that was a question I was talking about. You can connect your iPad as a scratch pad or whatever through Zoom, and yes, you can. And you can also do it with some of the virtual cams as well. So it's a pretty cool tool. Bonnie Joe, I've got another show on coming up. I might be able to show you how to do that as well. It's not that hard. It can be done fairly quickly. And then Sarjeet again joins us back from YouTube, who's busy surfing the world in West Coast, California, in the evening on Wednesday. So problem is with your restreaming platform. So he told us on YouTube. So we went to YouTube. Thank you, Sarjeet, going to YouTube and telling us. So he's kind of manned and navigated all these different channels that we're on and communicated with us, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So, all right. So let's, I'm going to share my screen again, get back to this document and see. I'm wondering if there's going to be as much as a delay with only two people
just two,
as opposed to three. All right.
Do you want to minimize me? Do you want to minimize me and give the screen a bit more kudos?
Keith, I can never minimize you. What are you talking about?
Oh, what a cool thing to say. What a cool thing to say. Yeah, that's good. Now we can see the screen, the document in full glory. All
right, cool. So let's just blast through this then. So cost and freemium model, we went through that. Number 11, business aspects, selling and marketing. One of the little insights I will have with Restream that I thought was quite powerful is that you can actually, it will broadcast a tweet or a Facebook page post before the actual event. Yeah, so it does do that to say, hey, we're going live, come join us type thing. It doesn't actually deliver the link. It just says, hey, we're going live on, and you can fill in a custom title and a custom description as well. So that's pretty powerful.
Okay. Yep.
It's a tool that most don't have. Like, actually, that's the only place I've seen that as well, where you can actually, introduce the show. And then when you go live, it does obviously put that post up also, but that's part of the live experience as well. Networkability in open format, no, not at all. Basically, can you connect with other people? Can you have something like a Zoom room? Can you have something like a networking session with this? No, absolutely not. Like Remo, for example. But it gives you that ability to connect with a couple of guests. And as we've said before, it's just started to add guests. So who knows? They'll be able to improve that over time as well. Number 13, overall business value. How does this platform allow for a good overall business case? When it's working, not too bad. The good thing that it does do is restream stuff. So as I said before, if you upload a video, you can schedule that video to go out. So as Christina was saying,
why would you do that? What would be the business case for that?
Well, that would be to build that, to build your audience, really, when it fundamentally down to it. So look, look, we can have this restream, for example. We can have this broadcast, this live stream, and we can actually then, broadcast it every morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, Saturday morning at 11. We can just upload it to Restream and it'll automatically send it out. It's not live, but guess what? Television is an awful lot like that. Well, that is television.
Let me play that out. So we've got 6 episodes already. So what we could do is we could actually restream part 1 to 6 on Friday to Wednesday, and Thursday is the brand new show.
There you go. Perfect. Let's do that, Keith.
Let's do that. You can. How do you do it? Is it?
Well,
is
we
it quite
basically
easy?
we take the video file and upload it, and then we schedule it on the calendar, so you can put it
out again.
Yeah, and see it again.
Oh, that's good. Well, there it is. That's a business case, because this whole show is about the business case for live streaming.
Yeah. So actually, you're right. That goes beyond sort of repurposing. We had Hani Mira, one of our guests on one of the earlier shows, repurpose.io, and you can repurpose this content, because that's the thing too, is you don't just want it to get dusty on a shelf somewhere. You want to use it and you want to get it out there. So hey, let's do that, Keith.
Let's do it. Fridays to Wednesdays we'll play replays.
Yeah.
Like Get Smart. And then on Thursday we have the live show.
Yeah.
That's actually quite a good strategy, I think.
There you
we
go.
can do that. So straight
Fascinating. All right, category 4, technical. So multi-channel broadcasting and quantity. Yes. That's like the panacea of Restream.io, right?
Yeah.
It allows you to do that. And not just the top ones. There's some pretty obscure channels in there that I've seen that I have no idea what they're about, but they're obviously they're focused on a specific audience. And as you know, live streaming ABC, that's key. Who is your audience? Number one. And in this case, Restream has that ability to connect with other platforms that are into streaming and that sort of thing. So it'd be a great tool to say, hey, my audience is on this platform. I'm going to restream onto that specific network, and you can do that. Like I think with that the basic plan, you can restream to like 5 or 6 different channels simultaneously. So it really allows you to do that. Video broadcast quality and options. What is the quality of broadcast for hosts and guests? Does it record and download in the similar quality? Okay, first part, I think it's 720, but it looks a little bit better. We'll have to take a look at it after. But go ahead, Keith.
You said you had trouble recording it when we were doing some testing. Can you record it?
It doesn't record. So again, if there are, maybe it's a hidden feature, but I can't go back into Restream and download this episode, for example. It doesn't allow that. So
how are you doing that? This is important to let people know.
Well, in this case, I'm recording it on Facebook, and I can gather it from Facebook, which is my my go-to type channel, or YouTube as well. You can go and download it there. So
but you can't download on Restream.
No.
Okay.
Which
it's very important to know.
It is, as a business, sometimes you just want to, maybe you want to create a new snippets reel, or a highlights reel rather. So you want to get all the previous coverage.
Absolutely.
How do you do that? Well, now you got to go to the channels and find it and blah, blah, blah. So there's an extra significant step there, which I would say is not a very good thing. You should have that. Facebook has it, obviously. BeLive has it. Yardstream has it. So again, this is a different model too, right? This is a specific show where Restream is the one of the founding factors, the founding strategies here is you have a program, you've live stream it. Do you want to show it more in multiple times? Can you do that? Yes, 100% you can do that. All right,
do that.
Yeah. Layout of host panel and customization. It's pretty standard. You can't actually do much with it. I can show you the chat, as I said. See if we've got any new messages. Yeah, Bonnie Joe posted a comment. John Corder, you might be interested. Cool. Join us. So you can do that. You can change the layouts. I've kind of been playing with that. You have captions, you have graphics, you have that screen in the background, that opening screen that I'll turn you off and you can see it. So that's a cool feature that you have that background screen, and you can do a frame as well, which is quite nice. And the visual panel is, you can actually have the logo, which I didn't add. There we go. And you can have an overlay, which can be customized. You can create anything, so it can be pretty easy to do as well. So it's pretty quick and simple. You can't maneuver it around. Like, I can only have one feed, so I can either share or have the video. I can't do both. Even actually with, just you there, there's no option. Actually, maybe let's try that. No, I can't share. So
let me pick up on what you're saying here. There's a lot of no's on our criteria. There's a lot of limitations, but let me focus on what it can do. What Restream does really well is it takes a file and sends it to up to 30 sites. That is really what Restream does. That's what you're paying for. And what you said, which I didn't know, was you can actually take a recorded stream and send it out again. So these are two features that you either do or you don't want. Some of the features that we actually want, like the ability to record, they don't have, which really to me is a bit stupid. But it never occurred to me that you could have a site that could send out this file tomorrow. That's an extremely good idea if you can get your head around it, because we do a show once a week at 11 o'clock. Why don't we send out a replay every day at 11 o'clock to warm people up to the actual show?
And we're going to do that. And that's the cool thing about this.
It's an extremely good idea. But so any of the other things that it doesn't do well, you can almost forgive them, because they're not trying to be all things to all people, are they?
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, they're good at restreaming, but there is a disconnect. And I don't know the history of Restream, and maybe somebody can fill us in, but you can't, maybe it just was designed to upload a file and then broadcast it as live, right? Maybe they just added sort of this live streaming capability recently. I don't know. I know that they've just added the guest recently, because when we registered, it's like, well, initially there was no guests on it, so we kind of said, oh well, we were not going to try it, but then they added 2 guests, and then now it's up to 4 guests, so obviously they can do that. But there's a huge gap, though. There's a huge disconnect in those models, because if I'm doing a live stream, I should just be able to take that live stream that I just did and then schedule it. Maybe there is. I'm not saying there's multiple levels here in what it can do, but technically, if you're a restreaming service, you should be able, in live streaming, I shouldn't have to upload the video file back up to Restream for it to be broadcast on a schedule.
Yeah, great. So room for improvement, but some good features.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's, I think we're almost done here. Platform stability. We had a challenge beforehand. Again, it took us about half an hour. Some hardware issues. I'm not going to say it's completely software issues or app issues, but it did take some while. It seems fairly stable now. So, sometimes this happens. And I think we've talked about it many times, Keith, is you need to have a backup.
Backup.
Yeah. And in this case, I was busy setting up StreamYard, because it's like, well, we have the guest, she's still there. What can we do to sort of keep on going? So always have a backup. Number 18, category 5 out of 5, post-production. So create and download recordings in different formats. No, as far as I can tell, you can't download. What typically we're looking for there is that you can download the MP4 file and as well the MP3 file. So it's either video or audio, which is something that you can then repurpose specifically. ease of video editing and highlighted speaker view. So that's all manual. Keith, you want to quickly talk about that?
So one of the things I love about Zoom is what we call voice activation. So I'm speaking and then the screen fills with my picture. And then you come on and speak and then the screen fills with your picture. And that it makes a much more even flow of what the show's about. And I've only ever seen Zoom do that, and it must be maybe complex or it may be their IP, but I really like that. You can do it here, but you're saying you've got to manually do it. Is that right?
Yeah, so I can flip between, I can make you spotlight, right? So then my feed is gone to the little picture-in-picture kind of thing. We can also do, actually, I don't think I can do that. I was hoping to be able to change that view, but I can't. So yeah, you can put yourself in the spotlight, or I can put myself in the spotlight.
Yeah, there's a few options.
Yeah.
But you've got to do it manually. Yeah.
Yeah. Which sometimes it's good because you know what, if you forget to do it, then that person who's talking is sort of that expanded window, which can be very important, right? But if it's manual as well, it can be quite cumbersome. No, sorry, I was going to say with Zoom, if somebody coughs, right, then they suddenly appear, or if they're typing, you know, they can hear the background noise, so they'll be at the sort of the center.
The reason why this is going to become important, like this is 2020, and we're right at the start. This is right at the start. We're going to look back on these videos in horror in a year's time, but this has just been invented. We are trying it out on the fly. And we are looking for the use case for businesses.
Yeah, because yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, we are, aren't we?
Yeah, because we've developed this criteria to say, look, if you're looking to do this, make sure that you're developing that business behind it. Because again, if you're just doing it for fun, then go for it. But people who are watching, we're in business, right? That's our audience. So we need to connect with that. That look, there are some tools and options, and if you're not sure, what can you actually use? And these are the criteria that we kind of came up with over time. It took us a while. It didn't just sort of magically appear and away we went. So and as we've said many times, like it's a matter of, it doesn't need to be complicated to get started, right? Just start with your ABCs, your audience, your building blocks, and your content as well. All right, so let's wrap this up then, Keith, and then we'll move on. So episode management number 20, how are older episodes accessed? They're not. How easy it is to access them? They're not. I have to go into another channel and download them. And if I want to restream it, I have to then upload it. So unfortunately not that good. All right, so bonus round, overall skill level required for Restream. Keith?
Well, we're really into this and we're having trouble. Like, I mean, it's not easy. We were half an hour late starting up, and like we're doing it all day.
Yeah.
So you really have to like be a super expert, and we couldn't get it to work. So, but to be forgiving, and let's be forgiving, this is a brand new feature in this instance that only was invented last week. And so we are really at the cutting edge of the cutting edge, trying things, and please forgive us for being half an hour late. So my gut feeling is this is really an expert's game. And you wouldn't do this if you've never done it before.
Yeah, there you go. Start simple. On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate it?
Look, I'm going to give it 3 because of the restreaming feature. Like if we see Restream for what it is, a system that restreams to other sites, and we forgive it for the fact that you can't record and it's a bit clunky and the guest feature doesn't really work, I think you could probably give it 3 out of 5. It's not a 5-star product, but it has potential.
Definitely.
Would you give it 3 stars, or how would you do
it? Yeah. Look, originally I was going to say 2 stars, but I found that it does have some features that some others don't have, and it allows you that restream capability also. So I think overall it's a 3-star type platform to be able to use. It's got some great features. Some things that obviously don't work quite as well as they should either. So again, it depends what you want to do. If you want to create a TV station with broadcasts, repurposing, all that stuff, then yes, this is the one. If you want to do just sort of live stream, get on with that, then that's probably not the one specifically for you.
Yeah.
And I've changed the view as well.
Okay.
So you can see the difference. You can have sort of the full screen, the full video width of each of us, or we can have the compacted the compacted view as well. And in terms of the screen graphics, this is one of the things that is a little bit trickier is where did they go? Captions. Yeah. So the captions, one of the things that's really important is when you're displaying the guests and the hosts and all that is that they should have like their name. So we know who's talking right now. There's nothing more bothersome when they're interviewing somebody on a TV show and you have no idea who this person is. I don't know. That's something that I look for. It's like, okay,
well,
who
don't
is
have that
this person?
facility, do they? They never asked me for my name.
Yeah. So in Be Live, for example, it's there. It's there. I can turn it on or off, but it's always there. And I know that here I can't actually do that. So I can have obviously these little captions. So when you're talking, what I was doing this. I would manually click into, I've got a little caption ready to go, and then magnify your video so you can see that. And then we've got, a good shot. It's like, Keith, you're talking. I can see your full video. And I know this is Keith Keller at Keith Keller. If I'm talking, then I need to switch that over, which takes some time. There's a little bit of a delay, but there we go. One of the cool features, though, as well, just to add to that, is I can actually switch cameras midstream. So that's a cool little effect as well. All right.
Okay.
So that actually leads us into our tech as well. So let's see if we can wrap this up in like 10 minutes, Keith.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
You go first because I can't wait to hear what you're using.
Well, I've got actually I took a picture, but I've been doing this for a while, so it's more a matter of you kind of collect things and you kind of pick up things and tools and techniques over the years as well. So again, live streaming ABC, keep it simple. You need to start small. You start with the webcam on your computer. You don't need anything fancy. Right now I'm using a Logitech 930, which is a 1080 type camera. I've got it mounted on I did take a picture. Maybe we'll include that in some of the after documents or whatever. But I do have like a stand that supports up my separate cam up on top of the laptop. And then I've got three mics actually, and a soundboard as well. So again, the problem is you need to start simple. So a lot of people get these like a Blue Yeti, right? It's a basic USB type microphone, works well. Does pick up a lot of extra noise, but you know what? Again, that can be pretty simple to be able to overcome as well. This is sort of my Rode mic, not my Rode. This is my Rode mic, RODE, but this is my traveling microphone.
Your traveling mic.
Yeah, so it's a Samsung Meteor, and I got this I think you can get them here in Australia now, but I got this overseas like about 5 years ago. But it's very handy. It fits nice and quick, and it's easy, and it's got good sound and that sort of thing. So again, you don't need to be that complicated in terms of what you're using.
And what are your platforms? Tell me what platforms you like, except to what Christina said, now that she's not on the call and we can't offend her. What do you like?
Yeah, exactly. From a platform perspective, it's really I sort of made the decision in 2017 that I just needed to pick a platform. So before, and I mean sort of more of the third party one, you can obviously live stream directly from Facebook, which is what I was doing originally. But again, once you get into it, it's like, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And so it's like you look for a platform to kind of help you with that. And I honestly started with Be Live because I just said, look, there are quite a few out there. Which one's the best one for me now? And that's the one that I've sort of cut my teeth on over the years as well. But this show itself has really expanded that in terms of, maybe time to take a look at some of the other ones and see how they've improved over the last couple of years as well. And there has been market improvements, but again, look at your fundamentals. What are you using it for? Who's your audience? Do you have good content? And then kind of you can put those pieces together. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which platform you choose. It might be a friend's recommendation. It might be because it has this or that or whatever the case may be. So that's sort of where I would say I have shifted in terms of the platform that I feel is better now. So, which I'm kind of really quite swaying towards Yardstream because it seems to capture a lot of the extras.
Yeah,
the extra channels as well. in terms of audio, yeah. So this is the Rode mic. It's a podcasting mic, and it has that clearer sound. The problem with that is that, again, this becomes more of a complexity. You move from the USB mic to what they call an XLR mic. This obviously is for another one, but that plugs into a soundboard, and then that can be broadcast into.
Look, that's an important distinction. Let me pick up on what you've just said there. The important distinction as you go up the line is it's not only cost, it's tech. You actually have to have a different cord, which means you have to have a different connection, which means you probably need another gadget to plug the mic in, because it doesn't plug into your computer.
No, it doesn't. So you need the, I can't really move that there. It's a little mixing board, right? So it has the audio mics in, the traditional analog inputs, and then you've got a bunch of dials on it to adjust the gain and the volume and the feed and all that kind of stuff. And then it has a USB cable into your computer.
But let me be really clear on why you're doing that. I'll ask you in a minute, but the reason why you would do this is because, as Christina said, we're all in lockdown and everyone's grabbing their phone and they're doing these 2-star live streams in their jammies, right? I'm not doing live streams in my jammies. We're doing this for a business reason. So every time we add a piece of tech, we add it with clear intention. You know, my webcam is 1080p because I want it to be HD. It's 30 frames per second, but I'd love it to be 60 frames per second because it looks more professional. There's a reason for the tech doesn't exist just for us techies to just geek out on. There's a reason why you would have a mic, because it sounds better.
It does, yeah. But
that's the reason you do it.
Yeah, exactly. And because you want to produce better quality. But again, you don't have to start there. And I think that's the biggest mistake that businesses make, is that they start with, oh, let's go spend a couple $1,000s on some kit. And it's like they don't even know how to use it. You know, you're still trying to get used to the software itself, right? Because that can be quite complicated. Even Facebook Live, you know, or Instagram Live, for as simple as it is, you still have to kind of remember this button does that, and when I do this, it does this, right? And honestly, if you're not live streaming for a while, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but it's like, what did that do, or how do I do that again? It's like I got to remember the sequence of button clicks, right? Otherwise, it's not quite there. So you have to be current. You have to kind of understand it, but it takes time. And you might not even like it. Like, let's be honest, you might not even like live streaming.
I said yesterday in an interview with a friend of mine that the best type of marketing is the marketing you do. So someone could tell you, look, you've got to live stream and you've got to get this mic and you've got to buy this really funky webcam, and like for $500 you're all set up, and then you do one and you go, you know what? I'm not doing this. I don't like it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've wasted all that money because someone else thinks you should do it. Have it like this is what this show is about. And I know it's long form and we're rambling on and we're late sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. But this show, which will be 10 parts, is basically working you through our experiments. We'll do a shorter version in part 2, in series 2, where we say, look, okay, Restream was fine, but not yet. StreamYard is amazing, and we're going to do a special edition on that. Be Live is fine, but I think we can do better.
And we can even make it harder too. We can make it complex, like with OBS and all those other ones. So this is the foundation, really, of live streaming. So that's important to note. And thanks for bringing that up, Keith. Like, we're walking you through all these pieces that are important and telling you, okay, be aware of this, right? Take that step, or, you know, at the same time, like, it's totally up to you. You can take whatever steps you want, but this sort of lays the platform down, the foundation to say, okay, look out for these things. If you are trying something new, you got to be aware of this. We had a great comment from Bonnie Joe David. Start simple. Excellent advice. Thank you, Bonnie Joe. And are you using a DSLR? I've tried it over the years. I haven't yet been able to connect it properly. It's either been failure of hardware or failure of software. So to me, like, you've got to push it out of the way. If you've got the time and the resources and the energy to do it, then go for it. But it's going to take a lot of time to set that up. It's like, I'll test it. If I can't get it working within 45 minutes, then it's like, no, I'm not going to deal with it. It's not worth it, when you think about what you're doing, you're delivering content, and that's the primary goal. Does it really matter, you know, if it's this webcam or that webcam or DSLR? No, it doesn't. It's that message that you're trying to convey as well. And what about you, Keith? What does your platform look like?
So we've done this. This show has been incredibly valuable for me because I've been able to articulate what I use, but also what other people are using. So what we do for this show is we send it to Facebook and to Periscope, and you also send it to your YouTube channel. But fundamentally, we send it to Facebook as a default, because we get a recording, whatever the platform we use, we always get a recording on Facebook. I personally love Periscope because this stream is embedded in a tweet, and I'm a Twitter dude, right? Like, I love Twitter, and as Christina said, most people watch Periscope via Twitter, not on Periscope itself. So I love the Facebook Live Periscope combination, and what I personally choose to do is I take the recording and then put it on my YouTube channel the next day. And the reason I do that is because I don't get a lot of traction on YouTube, so we don't tend to send it there as a fundamental reason. It's a bit complex. You were already doing it, so we might as well. But I've found that for us, we're not getting a lot of traction there. I'm just basically keeping it there as almost like a filing cabinet. We're going to resource it later and snippet it up. With regards to software, I just think personally StreamYard is unbeatable, StreamYard.com. I just think it's unbeatable. They have quite a robust free model. For $25 a month, you can stream to 2 places. For $50 a month, you can stream to 5 places. The only thing I don't like about them is that it's 720p, which makes my edits a little bit fuzzy, a little bit pixelated, but I can live with that. But of all the sites we've tried, I can't beat StreamYard. And I just can't see them being beaten, but we did want to review Restream for that reason.
Yeah, and we're gonna have like a summary show as well in part 10 where we kind of get all our guests and
wrap it up.
Yeah, and just sort of go over typically what have we learned on this journey, because it's been a fun and exciting journey too, Keith?
Yeah, well, the other thing to remember is that because we're doing a hosted show, what tech are we using to send the files to each other? Like, I love WeTransfer. WeTransfer.com allows you to send up to 2 gigabytes for free on their free model, and they have a premium model too. But we have been using Google Drive. Now, these are very basic tech, but you got to think of that. If you're doing a hosted show, of course the other host wants a copy. How are you going to do that? You can try Dropbox. You can try OneDrive. I've been using WeTransfer and Google Drive. That's the software compartment. What I use with webcams, and this actually picks up on Bonnie's comment, I personally use a Logitech 920, which is very similar to your 930, and it's 1080p, which is HD if the site supports it, and it's 30 frames a second. Television is 60 frames a second. So I want to, my golden purchase is what's now called the Logitech Stream Cam, which is my next purchase because I'm a bit of a geek, and it's 1080p, but it's 60 frames a second. So it'll look a little bit better. And why that's important, I keep coming back to this. Start small, but you are competing in a big field, and you don't want it to look too star eventually. You don't want to do live streams on your phone in your jammies, unless that's the look you want. Yeah. But what I did want to mention to Bonnie is that we have come across this really cool site, or this really cool piece of tech from a hardware company called Zoom, totally different company. And they have a product called the 2QN 4K, which is about $300. And it's a little webcam the size of a GoPro that is 4K video. So if you want to do 4K video, you can do it with this little webcam for $300, right? A bit of a golden purchase, as I call it, something that would be nice.
Yeah.
And I don't personally have a mic, so I've been using my Logitech 540 headphones, which means I can hear you clearly and you can hear me. Let me just do this. You can hear me clearly.
I can hear you clicking too.
Clicking. So this is a bit clunky, as quite literally you hear me moving around and the cord moves. So it's not ideal, but again, my golden purchase might be to step up to a mic, a Blue Yeti, or you know, a Snowball maybe.
Yeah.
And as we do this show, more importantly, as we come out of season 1 and go into season 2, we are dumbing this down so that when businesses come to us and come to this show to say, well, how do we do it? You don't have to do all these experiments. These have been painful for us, really quite painful, enjoyable, but also really quite techy.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Keith, I've noticed one thing, that the syncing between your audio and video has now changed now that there's only one guest.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it is a hardware issue on my end in terms of my MacBook. It is quite old. It's like over 6 years old, but seems to be holding together. So maybe it is. But now, yeah, it's totally in sync.
And it does look visually pleasing to have two hosts.
Yeah, and I've been playing around with that view too. Is that you can do this view, the full screen view, or the magnified view as well. And thumbs up, Jade Alberts, the boy from Saskatchewan.
Wow, Regina.
Regina, no, actually Melville, I think, or Saskatoon. Anyway, from Calgary. Okay. So welcome, Jade. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing fantastic. And get a haircut. You look kind of young there. So have you grown up yet? All right, so let's wrap up, Keith. Any final words on the show?
Well, okay, this is part 6. My gut feeling is that Restream is not ready for this game, but let's be very clear on what they do well. They restream your file to 30 places. If that's something that's
so powerful. Yeah.
That is what they offer. That is their offering. And I only learnt today from you that they also restream replays. So if that particular component is what you want, Restream is absolutely top of the tree for that. The other things like recording and usability, well, they're not going so well for that, and I would use StreamYard. But let's give credit where credit's due, and Restream does some things really well, and I think that's worth considering if that's what you want to do. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, 100%. I think in some cases we're trying to, fit a square peg in a round hole type thing. So there's definitely some aspects that most don't do that, right? Most of the apps don't broadcast to more than one at a time, even. Which, I mean, if you have a captive audience, that's great. And I was actually interested how Christina was saying that people are trying to move their TikTok audience to Instagram, to Facebook, and all that kind of stuff, which is actually fascinating. But anyway, my point is that yes, for what you're asking it to do, to restream, it does that remarkably well. So I'm really excited about that. How do we get in touch with you, Mr. Keith?
Okay, so just at Keith Keller on Twitter, because I am a Twitter dude, and you can watch these as the replays on Twitter via Periscope, and also keithkeller.com.au, and don't forget the AU because I'm in Australia.
Good stuff. All right, and anybody who wants to take a look at some of the previous episodes, we've got the live streaming launchpad, which has actually, that's what we forgot. We were going to do some of your polls as well. We've got some of the Twitter polls, which show some pretty cool stats. We have the 20-point criteria as well that you can compare your what you're trying to do, and a few other episode guides and a few other things as well. So it's mylivestream.digital. That's the live streaming launchpad. We'd love to see you around for next episode, which is part 7. That's going to be fascinating. Eh?
Yeah, we're going to use Ecamm. So we're going to try again. That's another high. That's like Inception meets the Matrix.
Exactly. Inception meets the Matrix. Perfect.
Wow, take the red pill.
Yeah, the red one or the blue one. Which one's which? I can never remember that. Any final comments? Yes. Bonnie Joe, you're from Canada too. I think, aren't you from Vancouver, West Coast?
Vancouver.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, welcome. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your comments. Bonnie Joe, Jade, Sarjeet. We had some fantastic discussions. So without any other things, thank you so much for joining us. If you're looking for us, look for Livestreaming ABC. Thanks for your questions and your comments. Would love to talk. If you do watch this later, just hashtag replay and ask us the questions along the way. We're happy to answer them. Thank you so much. Thank you, Keith. We'll see you guys online.